Hey everyone, this is Wooby Thinks, and today I'm going to be showing you some PGA 2K21. This is a brand new golf game that was released, I don't know, like August 21st or something like that, so it's just a few days after release. I'm pretty big into sports in general, pretty big into golf. I use golf games as kind of a way to like relax, unwind, zone out. I primarily play single player, so I figured I'd just show you some things about the game, show you some gameplay, and leave it at that. So, just so everyone has background, it is a 2K game, but this was actually made by a company called HB Studios. They developed this game. Same company that developed the Golf Club series of games, the latest one being the Golf Club 2019, for those of you who are more hardcore into golf games. I played a couple of the Golf Club games, the Golf Club 2 and Golf Club 2019. And the issue with the Golf Club's games is that they were very unforgiving. They're like pure golf sims, but they're unforgiving. So you had to be hardcore into golf, you had to like practice, you had to know your stuff. It's very clear that for 2K21, they made it more forgiving for a wider audience, which makes sense because of the 2K name. Which I like. So with that, let me go into training here and show you a little bit about the game, and then I'll start a round or something. So this is your created golfer. You can only really use your created golfer, even though the game advertises like Justin Thomas on the cover and other golfers. You can't play as them, which is kind of a bummer, because I know in the old Tiger Woods game, you obviously could play as other golfers, but you play as your created golfer. Obviously, you can customize him or her clothing, faces, all that kind of stuff, right? So this is what the game looks like. It's actually an okay swing. So a couple of things to point out. As I took that swing, right, I'm just on the driving range right now, obviously. The right side, you can see here, you can see my mouse right here. This is your kind of swing plane, if you will. So I'm using the my Xbox joystick, the right joystick, to swing. So this is just simply how straight I move the joystick back and forward. So you'll see that there in a second. This is kind of a new feature for these games, and this is something you can turn on and off because this actually makes it a lot more challenging. I think this is on by default if you do multiplayer. But this is basically on your front swing, so you have your back swing here, right? On your front swing, which is when you're swinging on the way down. This is showing you whether you did it too fast or too slow. So you obviously want it in the white. So let me show you an example. Right? So that means I pushed my forward swing a little to the right, which you can see here. But my kind of timing, if you will, on the front swing was really good. Was perfect, in fact. So it's kind of new and kind of tough for people. Like here, I'm going to move my joystick really, really fast up and down, and you'll see what happens. No, I'm not. Jeez, man, I'm just nailing it. Anyways, point is, if you go too fast on like kind of that transition between your downswing and forward swing, you will get fast and your ball will shank. I'm going to see if I can actually do it. There, fast, see? So my ball hooked. You can see my swing plane was basically the same, but I did my upswing too fast. So it's something that actually took me several rounds to get the hang of, and even now I'm not 100% at getting kind of that perfect downswing. So you can see I was narrowly out of perfect. I am playing on Pro, by the way, which is, I think, the default setting. I think there's like 5 different difficulty settings. You can tweak a bunch of stuff. And like I said, it's default for online. The other thing, obviously, is your swing power. So the other games, they were really kind of quirky when it came to your swing power. In terms of you taking like a quarter swing, half swing, or whatever. This is much easier because you actually have this meter down here, so you have kind of a goal to get to, for lack of a better term, right? So here, if I'm trying to get here, in the old game, there wasn't that meter on the bottom, so you just kind of had to do some guesswork. Here, I know that I need to get to 80%, or as I start my swing and then go forward, you can see that was a little fast, but in general, that'll get me where I want. So I think this is a huge, huge improvement, because one of my frustrations with the old game, with the golf club, was just kind of the randomness of some of the swings. Again, I'm not a serious kind of competitive golf gamer. I do this to unwind, so it got really frustrating. The other thing, I actually don't know if there's training for the short game. Is there? Practice? Chipping, here we go. So, the short game was remarkably inconsistent. They've, I think, fixed it here as well. So you can kind of see this stuff has not changed. You have your kind of lie, for lack of a better term, the club you're using, the type of shot, the wind, nothing, none of that is new, right? But here you can actually see as you move that cursor, it's showing you the percentage changing on the bottom, which I really, really like, because then you just have to worry about getting there, if that makes sense, right? So you can see I did it really fast there. So anyways, that's a little bit about the mechanics. I do think, having played the prior games, this is a huge improvement in terms of accessibility and playability for me. I did not like the Golf Club 2019 at all. This is much, much better. So you can see here, there's difficulty presets, your swing difficulty, and this is actually, it's cool, it feeds into an XP multiplier on the right, as you can see. Swing timing, all these different things. I'm not going to get into all this because this just doesn't matter. But it's cool that you can do that. It's cool that you can do these difficulty settings for guests if you're doing kind of local multiplayer or, yeah, couch co-op kind of stuff. As far as the XP multiplier goes, XP is kind of useless in this game, to be honest. If I show you my player here, you slowly unlock clothing and gear. But it's weird because as you level up, your player doesn't actually improve. There's no momentum system for your player. There's nothing like that for your player improving or getting worse. Let's say you string together like a couple good rounds, your stats don't go up. If you start clunking on several holes, your player doesn't get rattled. I find that kind of strange. The literal only difference in your stats is changing the clubs in your golf bag, which I actually don't like at all. But that's how you do it. If I go to my drivers here, you unlock some of these with currency that you, in-game currency that you earn through events and stuff, and then some of these with the lock symbol you see here, you can unlock through sponsorships or meeting certain objectives and things. So that's your club bag, and obviously with clothing, I'm not gonna get into it, but you can change all sorts of stuff with the way your person looks, guy or gal. So the meat of it for me is the PGA Tour Career. So if I load it up here, Career is kind of basic. I will tell you that if you're looking for like robust career and all sorts of robustness around this, that's not really here. You have a pretty basic career mode. I have not tried multiplayer yet. I'm not a huge multiplayer gamer. I know they have societies and stuff. You have a career mode where you're just basically, you can set up some settings like how many rounds you want to play for a game and or for event and stuff like that. I just choose 1 round per event. There's a Fedex Cup, there's a qualifying school, you can start wherever you want, the Corn Ferry Tour, Q School, you can start in the PGA Tour, whatever you want. But it's all about the gameplay here. There are rivalries, that's a joke, like they're completely arbitrary and you don't really do anything. If you're buying this game, especially if you're buying it for $60, you're buying it for the gameplay because you like the golf gameplay, not all the extra facets to career mode or anything like that, I'll be honest. I know this is getting reviewy, but whatever. So this is an event in career mode.
This PGA Tour event brought to you by 2K Sports.
It's got Rich Beam and a couple other people commentating. Honestly, I toned down the commentary. It got very samey and it made no sense. Like, on a 60-foot putt, you'll be sitting there and you'll leave it maybe like 6 inches short, and they'll be like, "Come on, how could you have left it short?" And it's like, okay, guys. So anyways, I'll just talk as I play. Man, nailing these all of a sudden. You can fast forward your shots, obviously. The other thing that was kind of obnoxious in the game, honestly, is I swear, like, at least every hole, you know, there are 12 golfers in the game, and it was cutting away to golfers in the game randomly, like Tony Finau, Ian Poulter, Justin Thomas, whoever, and showing, like, highlights, but they were ridiculous. Like, they were like, here's a 20-foot putt, and I'm like, I don't care. So, like, I get that they're trying to soup up the presentation, and I am all for that, but just, wow, see, there was a fast one, so it's going to stay left, and, oh, shit. Okay. It just, in practice, it wasn't that great.
What's this lie look like, mate?
So you can see here, my lie on the top right is in heavy rough, so I'm going to need to club up, maybe? I don't know. I'm just going to whack it here. Let's see what happens.
Going with the
I went slow on my upswing, so it's going to curl to the right. See? And I didn't even bother reading the green. That was terrible. I would have put more time into this if I wasn't talking as I play right now. There's also this thing. I'll show it to you later. At least the default 3 times per game, you can see kind of this putting line, if you will. In fact, let me table that thought for a better scenario. That's my guy's name. Very clever. So it has like all the real golfers. Like here, if I go to the leaderboard, this is one of the weird things to me. It has Ricky Fowler, Ryan Palmer, Rory Sabatini, KJ Choi, Paul Casey. These are all real people. Every single person here. Sergio's actually in the game. Most of these people, though, aren't like quote-unquote in the game. Jordan Spieth, like you'll only see their names on the leaderboard, but they're not actually in the game, if that makes sense. I guess their likenesses weren't licensed or whatever. So it's just really weird to see like all these names, but have them be only names in function. I thought that was strange, given that this is quote-unquote a 2K game, and the amount of work that they put into like NBA and stuff to get everyone's likeness in there. Granted, like NBA 2K20, which I just picked up for like $4, because like an 80 gig install, this was like 9 gigs or something like that. So at least that's good. So I'm downhill here. Got a ton of wind. I think I want to go like here. So you see I'm at 95%. I'm going to try to get there and probably fail. Yeah, see, I went over. And I got fast, so this is going to go way to the left and way over. Yeah.
It's fair to say that that approach didn't hit the mark.
Error mailed the green with that approach.
So you can hear some of the commentary. That's terrible. So whatever, I'll waste one of them. So you see on the bottom right over here, there's this little thing that says 3. It'll show you your putting line as it sits right now. So if I go over here and I hold A, I'm using up one of my 3, but whatever. It actually shows you your putting line. I tend not to use that because I find it a little cheap, but default is you can do that 3 times around, and I'm sure there's a setting where you can do that as many times as you want. So for new people to the series or new people to golf, I guess that's a cool feature. They've added a lot of little things like that that I like. Man, I keep going fast. See, this is my problem. Ugh, bunkers suck in this game. They're hard.
This would be a great up and down.
Oh, that was terrible. Yeah, see? So, gotta nail this real quick. Oh! Oh! Damn it.
And this one is for bogey.
Okay, bogeyed it.
Let's move on to the next.
One of the other cool things I like about this is it's very easy to quote-unquote shape your shot. So you can see here, if I hold down the left bumper button, I can see my shot. What you can do on the right there is you can shape your shot. So you can see this kind of like green bar shows me like here, like I can do a draw or a fade, and it's very easy to do using the left joystick. Using the right joystick, if you're holding down the left bumper button, you can actually change the attack angle. So it's like, you know, you get more backspin if you put the attack angle lower because you're kind of hitting down on the ball more, if that makes sense. So you would get more backspin. And you can change the loft trajectory. So it's kind of cool that you can shape your shot. And as you can see, as you shape your shot, the top bar right here will actually get smaller because you're attempting kind of a tougher shot. So you can reset all that. I actually think the shot shaping feature in this is very useful, and I do use it more than I anticipated. So let me hit this into a bunker real quick.
That's a touch.
Oh, what a beaut! What a beaut, mate! I love the sounds of the driver and stuff in this game, by the way. So like here, this is a perfect example. If I hold left bumper, I've got these trees to contend with. I just don't want to do that, so I can just move my left joystick a little here like this, and I can shape my shot a little better. Gotta account for some wind. So let's see how this works. I think I did it a little fast, so it'll go a little left, but oh, the wind took this. But you see how my shot was quote-unquote shaped like that. nifty. Chipping sucked in the golf club games. Like I guess for a casual gamer, it sucked. It was not fun at all. Like, it was super random. You were playing guesswork with like your backswing and everything. It's just so much nicer here to have it more straightforward, for lack of a better term. I'm gonna use a pitching wedge and let it roll a little more, but it's just so much more intuitive and makes so much more sense when you're chipping here.
A 9-foot chance here.
This one's looking good.
And in it goes for the par.
Again, like I said, like half the time I'm listening to a podcast or music or something like that when I'm playing this game. It's a very easy game to do that, to multitask, and I love games where you can do that sort of thing. Okay, I can't reach the green, so I'm actually going to be a wuss and go for a little layup-y type action. Perfect. Center cut. Oh, please don't go in that bunker. Are you kidding me?
Setting up in the bunker here.
Freaking joke. All right, so now I'm probably just going to hit it into the hazard. What? I've never tried a normal shot from the bunker, but we're going to do that because, whoa, what is happening here? Okay. I have no clue how this is going to work out. We're about to find out. Oh, look at that. It's totally fine. All right.
What an opportunity to make a birdie.
So here, I'm only on the 5th hole, but I don't care if I use this. So here again, I'm going to hold down A, see that I was a little more right than I should have been, so I'm going to adjust here. And assuming I power properly, which I did, boom. So it's, I don't want to say it's a freebie. The other thing I can recommend, I know a lot of people have struggled with that slow fast thing, is you can go to difficulty, turn it off. You do get less experience, as you can see, but now I can just kind of pipe the ball without worrying about the timing of my actual forward swing, and just worry about moving my joystick straight, if you will. As I got more used to it, I liked the challenge, if you will, of this. It's still definitely not easy if you turn it off, and like realistically it doesn't make sense because you don't see pro golfers like hitting it straight and then randomly like shanking the ball every other hole, or like hitting these random crappy drives every other hole, at least the good ones. But I mean, it adds more challenge, and I'm the kind of guy who, I like a golf game when it gives me a challenge. Like, I loved the old Tiger Woods games, but holy crap, by the time your character was beefed up, like you were birdieing or eagling every hole. Like, it's cool when it's a challenge. You know, you're grinding for that 68, 67 or whatever kind of thing and feeling good about it. I don't know. I like that in a golf game, but some people may not. Okay, that was way too fast on the upswing, and I knew that. See, that's the other thing. When I screw up in 2K21, I know why I screwed up. When I screwed up in the golf club games, I felt like it was just the game saying, I'm hard and I'm a simulator, so you have to screw this up, blah, 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 without rhyme or reason, which I don't like that in a game. So, oh mama! So for long putts like that, it'll do a replay probably, maybe.
And let's have one more look at that shot.
Told you. I mean, it was a gorgeous, gorgeous putt. I'm not gonna lie. Look at that! Ooh, ooh. You can't change your celebrations and stuff. I don't remember if you could in the old games. I thought you could, but anyways. If you exit around, by the way, it does save your spot, which is cool. The other thing I have not tried, by the way, is, so this is a sponsor thing I was talking about. It's just unlocking more gear and stuff like that. You can see the schedule, random stats. This rivalry thing, like I said, is a joke. It's just like hitting arbitrary kind of key milestones, and then you see if the computer player does. Like, there's no actual rivalry. It's just like, did you have more birdies than this guy? It's totally arbitrary and random. Makes no sense. I don't feel a rivalry at all, and it switches after like every round or two. It's kind of silly. It's the customization. You can see online stuff. Career. Societies are a big component of multiplayer, but I haven't really done them yet. course designer. So this is something I'm sure will be very popular with people, and it's actually something I'm eager to try out. I think there's 15 licensed courses, and I haven't even played close to them all, so that's why I actually haven't been to this tab yet. But I'm sure people will create some crazy stuff. How do I access other people's courses? Play around with friends or ghosts. Is it this? Let's see. Yeah, I think these all must be user created, right? Let's see. Trending. Select a course. Faxon Park, I think, is from one of the old games. Dingleberry Springs. Okay. I'm trying to see if there's anything that looks super weird here. There were some weird looking courses. What the heck is this? Can I... Course details. Pins 1? What? What is happening here? SBU Par 3, Jekyll Island. Is the yardage here is 3,200? Okay, I'm just gonna see what this is. Play. Begin round. Okay, I have no clue what I'm doing. My point is there are user created courses, and I'm sure some of them will be interesting.
Pga Tour 2K21. Let's cut to the chase and get down to that first tee. See what you can do. Let's see what
Slightly
happens.
fast, really? Oh, that wind is gonna carry this.
Well, missed the green there on that one. Okay, second shot here on the first.
This thing is gonna... Oh, I need more club. This thing is gonna roll. Oh, you hate to see it.
Okay.
Is this
Our
par
putt
3?
coming up.
Sure is. We got this. We got
Swings
this.
on a good line.
Center cut.
Well done.
Okay, so anyways,
Right into
point
the
here is
face of
this
it.
must be a par 3 course or something like that. Point here is there are a ton of user created courses. Man, I see, like that blue line that
Promising.
shot off to the right. I know I totally did that. Like the shot was still okay,
Way to go
but
out
I
there, champ.
totally know that I did that. So
9 feet to the hole from here.
I missed that. Yeah, I knew.
Yeah.
Couldn't aim it properly. Anyways. Seeing if there's anything else I want to tell you about. No, not here. Okay. So, again, to summarize all that, I would say that the career mode is fine. Like, it's something to do. The features in career mode are kind of tacked on. The rivalries, the sponsorships, the Fedex Cup is there. But again, I don't really feel like I'm part of something bigger. Like, here, I'll show you. There's Fedex Cups. Well, actually, is it going to load me directly into the game? Here, there's Fedex Cup standings, but I don't feel like, oh man, like I'm in the heat of a battle for the Fedex Cup standings like in real life. I'm just like, okay, these are points. Great, whatever. So I feel like the career mode is kind of tacked on, to be honest. Where I think this game excels in the actual gameplay. That's not a bad thing. Again, you can't play other golfers. You can only play your created golfer. But if what you're looking for is robustness in terms of a lot of the added features beyond the actual golf on the golf course, I don't know if this game is worth $60 to you. Maybe when it's on sale or something like that. Where I do think this game is worth $60 for you is if this is something that you don't really care as much about some of the functionality of the career mode. You don't care as much about some of those ancillary things, if you will. If what you care about is just like some good golf gameplay that makes sense, that you can actually adjust more than prior iterations of the golf club games. If that's what you're looking for and you're a golf fan, you should totally spend the $60. If not, I'm sure this thing will go on sale like every 2K game, like every HB Studios game. So I hope that helped you a little bit. I know this was kind of a gameplay and review hybrid, but I figured after playing this for 4 or 6 hours or whatever I have, that might be a better route than just showing you gameplay for 25 minutes. So again, Hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you next time. Thanks.